Richard Grebennik was best known for his YouTube channel, where he'd post music covers, simple performances of him singing familiar songs. But one night, everything changed in the most disturbing way. On August 13th, 2017, Richard uploaded a video that sent chills through his audience, leaving viewers uneasy and even praying in the comments. He explained that a few nights before recording, he had been home alone when he noticed movement outside in his backyard. At first he assumed it was an animal, but when he looked closer, what he saw made his blood run cold. A tall, humanoid figure was gliding across the yard in a way no normal person could move. When he told his friends, they laughed it off, thinking he was exaggerating. But Richard couldn't shake the image from his mind. He had no idea what he'd seen, but since nothing else occurred right away, he tried to forget it. That is, until a few nights later, the same figure appeared again. This time, Richard came prepared. He grabbed his camera, set it near the window facing the yard, and phoned a local priest for help.
I know he'll believe me. Damn it. Get this freaking thing working. There it is, there it is. He's gonna believe me. He's the only one that will believe me. Oh my God. I can't believe this. Damn.
Hey, Mickey G.
Hey Mike, I need you.
I can hardly hear you.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
A little bit. Yeah.
Alright, you're not gonna believe this. I got it on video now. People think I'm nuts. It's on video, it's playing right now.
Huh?
I put the iPad in the window and now this thing's coming up to the steps in my backyard, Mike.
What's coming up?
It's like a weird demonic looking thing and it's like a human. And it's all scratched down. This is the second time this happened this week. And as I'm talking to you, this is all unrecorded. And it doesn't see me. I'm in that, you know, that sunroom?
Huh?
All right, I've been putting the iPad out. It's about around, and it happened. Weird things been happening around this time at night.
Can I record it?
You're on record. Everything's recording now. I can see the thing. It's like looking around weird.
Is it recording the video?
Yeah, right now it's on the video. It doesn't see me. I'm sitting back, but I can still see out the window really good. You should see.
Can hear you?
No, it can't. But it's looking around like something out of a weird sci-fi movie. This thing is freaky. It's on video.
What appeared on camera didn't resemble a human being at all. Its body moved in twisted, jerky motions that looked unnatural, almost supernatural. As the priest arrived, Richard's fear grew stronger. He asked the priest to pray for protection, believing what he was witnessing wasn't a trespasser, but a demonic presence drawn to his home. The way the figure shifted and swayed gave off a sense of evil, as if it was aware it was being watched. The priest began to pray aloud, the atmosphere heavy with tension while Richard stood frozen, terrified of what might happen next.
Just pray. I mean, this people won't think they're not going to think I'm crazy when they see this now. This is unreal. Just pray.
Just pray?
Yeah.
Yeah, praise you, Jesus. Father God, I just want to lift Rick up to you right now, Lord. I don't know why he's being tormented like this, Lord, but we know you know. And Lord, you've been speaking to him in visions and dreams concerning
Oh, geez.
his work and different things, and the enemy is being attacked by you, Lord. And he's all worked up, but God, I just come against this. I find these things right now, these evil spirits that are just harassing Rick
After that night, there was never any solid follow-up to the video. Only one later upload unrelated to the event, and then complete silence. No one knows if the entity ever returned, or if Richard simply chose to never speak of it again. Many viewers insisted the video was genuine, arguing that Richard didn't seem like the type to fake something so dark. Others claimed it must have been a person playing a cruel trick to make him think he was facing paranormal activity. Regardless of the theory, the footage itself feels undeniably eerie. It radiates a chilling sense of dread, the kind of video that makes your stomach tighten as you watch. Because imagine standing by your window late at night and seeing something tall, shapeless and haunting moving through your backyard. What would you do if that shadow was staring back at you? On August 24th, 2022, the YouTube channel Cat Soap uploaded what began as a simple nighttime road trip, but ended up becoming one of their most unsettling paranormal encounters yet. The group, a few friends exploring the quiet back roads of Royal Queensland, were chasing rumors of a haunted location hidden deep in the wilderness. It was the kind of place where silence feels heavier than usual, where the stillness itself seems to listen. At first, everything was light-hearted, music playing, laughter filling the car, cameras rolling for fun. But curiosity soon outweighed caution. Ignoring a faded "Keep Out" sign, they turned down a narrow, dirt-covered track. An impulsive choice that would change the tone of the night entirely.
Okay, this is it.
Is this it here?
Look, it literally looks like
It is.
someone's driveway. Is that not a number? Like,
Private, keep out. I don't know. Is that private, keep out on the right?
I don't know. Let's just do it. No, this feels like that time that Alice and I just fully drove up someone's driveway out in the country because we didn't realize it was a driveway. No, we've done it. We have. We've done it. We
How
have.
do I turn around?
That's a house up there, ain't it?
It said this is
No.
where I needed to turn though.
This is those are house lights up there. That's a horse paddock fence over there. We are on someone's property. I think we need to go out the front and wait for them and make them be the sacrificial lammies.
Again.
It didn't take long for them to realize they'd made a mistake. Ahead, faint, flickering lights glowed through the trees, probably building lights, they thought, confirming they had strayed onto private property. They decided to turn around, only to find themselves surrounded by tighter roads and darker woods. The GPS began to fail, the signal fading into static, and the landscape grew unnervingly still, fenced and lifeless, like abandoned farmland. They debated whether to press on or wait for the others to arrive. The jokes continued, but underneath the laughter, tension started creeping in. A slow, uneasy awareness that something about the air felt wrong. When the rest of the group finally caught up, they parked and stepped out into the pitch-black forest, flashlights cutting through the misty air. Every sound, the crunch of dirt, the rustle of leaves, felt amplified. Eventually they found what they'd been searching for, the rusted remains of a derailed train, its metal body sinking into the ground like a relic swallowed by time. Half buried in vines, a decayed sign revealed what this place once was, the site of the Camp Mountain rail tragedy, a horrific accident that claimed many lives decades ago. And just as they turned to leave, something in the distance shifted. From the shadows, lights began to appear, dim at first, then slowly brightening, drifting between the trees.
I'm just looking at that light.
It's getting brighter
That light's getting brighter
and it's moving.
and it's moving. Is it?
At first, they assumed it was just other explorers, maybe flashlights. But the glow wasn't right. The lights didn't flicker or sway like human hands. They moved with eerie precision, gliding smoothly in and out of view. Conversation stopped. Everyone stood frozen, staring, waiting for an explanation that never came. No headlights, no lanterns, no vehicles. Checking their phones, they realized the chilling truth. There were no houses, no roads, no buildings nearby. Only dense, unbroken bushland and a dead-end path behind them. Yet the lights kept drifting, sometimes vanishing, only to reappear closer, weaving silently through the trees as if circling them. The forest had gone completely quiet. No insects, no wind. Just the faint crunch of their boots and the distant shimmer of those ghostly orbs. With hearts pounding, they backed away toward the car, trying not to draw attention. Even as they left, their cameras kept recording. Later, when the footage went live, viewers argued over what they'd witnessed. Some claimed it was just insects reflecting light. Others believed it was supernatural activity linked to the tragedy that once happened there. But with no structures or roads nearby, the group had no explanation. Maybe it was natural, or maybe not. After that night, none of them ever viewed the Queensland bushland the same way again. Because sometimes the forest doesn't have to be haunted to feel alive. Sometimes it's enough to know that it's watching you back. YouTuber Dan Bell runs one of the most well-known urban exploration channels on the internet, gaining millions of views for documenting abandoned, eerie, and decaying locations around the world. His videos often reveal haunting glimpses of forgotten history, places long left behind, but still echoing with unsettling silence. Unlike most creators in the paranormal exploration niche, Dan isn't a ghost hunter. He doesn't chase spirits or try to capture evidence of the supernatural. His focus is on the beauty of decay, the emptiness, the silence, the lingering energy of lost places. But that made his experience inside an abandoned children's asylum far more disturbing. From the moment he entered, strange and unexplained things began to unfold, leaving even this seasoned explorer deeply shaken.
Shit! Battery exploded.
Without warning, the battery in his camera exploded in his hands, sending sparks and smoke into the air. It was a rare and terrifying malfunction. Something that should never happen. And from that instant, everything that followed spiraled into even darker territory, as if the asylum itself didn't want to be filmed. While recording the long, crumbling hallways, his camera captured something chilling. A shadowy figure gliding silently across an open doorway. Dan didn't even notice it at the time. It wasn't until reviewing the footage later that he realized what had been watching him all along. Moments later, the video showed something even more disturbing. A faint eye-shaped reflection peering through a small hole in the door, vanishing the instant he moved closer. The movement was so natural, so human, that it blurred the line between a ghostly presence and something far more real. Just as the tension seemed unbearable, the situation escalated again. A sense of dread filled the air. The silence so heavy, it felt alive.
Oh my God, I'm gonna
Then, from somewhere deep inside the asylum, came a faint whisper, barely audible but unmistakably there. Viewers later claimed to hear the same words when watching the footage back. "Let's get him." The sound was soft yet sinister, chilling enough to convince many that Dan had captured paranormal activity on film. For countless viewers, this was undeniable proof that the asylum was haunted. They were convinced that Dan had unknowingly stumbled into a genuine supernatural encounter. But Dan himself wasn't so sure, and his explanation was even more unsettling than the idea of a ghost.
Later on in this video, you're going to see some very strange things, and I want to give you my opinion on what I think was going on. I think that a former patient has returned to this facility, to this house, and is living here.
He later said he believed something worse might have been going on, that a real person could have been living inside that decaying asylum, lurking in the darkness and watching his every move. Whether it was a haunting or a human threat hiding in the shadows, one thing is certain. Dan's footage remains one of the creepiest ever caught on camera. So what do you believe? Was it paranormal activity or something terrifyingly human? On August 18th, 2025, Ruth's YouTube channel, Rediscovering Scotland, set out to capture another peaceful voyage through her homeland after 12 years abroad. Along the still canals of Scotland, Ruth Isling and her brother Hugh began what was meant to be a calm and quiet escape. But from the very start, something about this trip felt off. What should have been a serene journey slowly twisted into a string of uncanny mishaps and strange coincidences, turning their peaceful retreat into a sequence of unexplained, almost supernatural misfortunes.
Good morning from the canal boat here in Edinburgh, and we need to start heading back towards Falkirk, so this is not going to be a very fun experience setting off in the rain. Who is going to be steering the boat first? Ready? We're going to do rock, paper, scissors.
Oh, you're steering the boat first, you loser. Get to it. Chop chop.
Ready for the big departure. I'm quite glad we got the boat turned yesterday. We're going too fast. As we were cruising along the canal, we came across something unexpected.
Oh no! Are you stuck? Are you stuck? Keep bashing this side. Keep the right.
If you want to go on the Falkirk Wheel, you need to book in at least 24 hours in advance. So I think we are booked in, but I'm going to call to double check. Hello there. My name is Ruth, and I'm on the canal boat Holly from the Black Prince Cruises. Oh, are we not? We're not booked in.
No, not yet. I can put you in for 3:30 if that's okay.
3:30. Yeah, that's perfect. We weren't booked in. Yeah, anyway, so it's really good. I checked, and now we are definitely booked in for the Falkirk Wheel.
The trouble began beneath a curtain of rain. Heavy drops hammering against the narrow boat's metal roof in the heart of Edinburgh. Ruth and Hugh had spent the night surrounded by the restless hum of the city, a sharp contrast to the still waters of Linlithgow, where they had last found peace. To decide who would steer, they played a quick game of rock, paper, scissors. Ruth lost. Moments after departure, the current pushed them straight into a wall of overgrown branches scraping along the hull like ghostly fingers clawing at the metal. It was their first reminder that the canals could turn hostile without warning. When they finally broke free, Ruth checked their booking for the Falkirk Wheel, only to find their names missing from the schedule entirely. The voyage had barely begun, and already their plans were unraveling. She laughed it off, unaware that this was only the beginning of a chain of eerie mishaps waiting ahead.
I'm going to cook up some lunch, and I am going to cook the national dish of Scotland, haggis. It's so fun to be cooking in the kitchen here, and then the boat is just moving along. Here we have the mashed potato, the neeps, the whiskey sauce, and the haggis. It's really good. Thank goodness the rain has finally stopped. It's been 3 or 4 hours of relentless rain. It's not that much fun, to be honest, doing this in the rain. Just went under the bridge and the canal boat seems to have lost power. It's just not moving. Hugh, the canal boat's lost power. It's not moving at all. I think there's too many reeds stuck underneath. Oh my gosh, the heat's coming off of that. Okay, first I think I'm going to try and get some water out of there. Ugh. Okay. Oh, that's probably what's blocking it. Get plastic bags in here, Hugh. It's all like twisted in the blade.
So the tiller is obviously going right to left, so if you've lost power, it won't be the tiller.
Can you see, it's quite hard to maybe show the plastic bag wrapped around the rudder. Okay, I think I've got most of it off.
Oh wow. Fishy.
It seems that we are approaching into Linlithgow. Hugh, do you think I'll stay here?
I think so.
You're going too fast. Slow down. There's actually there's one up here. That's easier to do. Right, we're in. Reverse back and then throw the rope from here as well. Hugh got a sausage supper.
Battered sausage.
Battered sausage supper with salt and sauce. Hugh, I can't believe you ordered salt and sauce. And I got fish and chips.
With salt.
With Hugh at the tiller, Ruth prepared lunch inside. A warm plate of haggis, mashed potatoes, and homemade whiskey sauce filling the small cabin with comfort. The soft hum of the engine beneath her feet created a rhythm that made her believe their luck had finally turned. But just as they passed under a railway bridge, that steady hum suddenly died. The boat shuddered, then stopped completely. When Hugh checked the stern, he saw the propeller bound tight by weeds, plastic, and fishing line, twisting together like a trap. Without hesitation, he crouched by the water's edge, bare hands pulling through the murky tangle as Ruth steadied the boat. The world around them fell eerily silent. No birds, no breeze, just the heavy stillness of the canal, as though something unseen was watching. When the motor finally came back to life, they both exhaled in shaky relief. That evening, they moored in Linlithgow beside the ancient palace ruins. The rope slipped in the narrow space, but they managed to secure the boat. Dinner came from a small chip shop, fish, fries, and salt sauce. Hugh, ever the critic, called it a perfect 10. For a fleeting moment, it felt like the curse had lifted.
So we are approaching the Falkirk Tunnel. Okay, that's us away. Heading into the first lock. The water is now starting to go down and the boat is heading down to the next level. Okay, we're going so quickly. This is really, really fast.
Oh, we're going back, boys. Forward a bit more. Quite a lot more.
So we're now entering it into the Rough Castle Tunnel. This is the final stage before we get back on the Falkirk Wheel. Our booking is at 3:30. It's literally 3:29 just now. That whole process took ages. Okay, we are entering into the Falkirk Wheel now. So she said, go onto the right-hand side and the wind is likely to blow me onto that side anyway. Okay, so we need to wait for the light to go green, and once it's green, we can undo the ropes. I think we're ready to leave the Falkirk Wheel now. Let's go. Bye bye, Falkirk Wheel. That is so cool. So when we get out of here, there's going to be a very sharp turn to the right. So hopefully I can make it.
The next morning brought the Avon Aqueduct, its towering view stretching across endless green valleys. Water trickled down the stone walls, the sound echoing like faint whispers following them along the canal. At last, they reached the Falkirk Wheel, waiting for their turn to descend. Then, as if on cue, the rain returned, heavier than before, veiling the massive structure as it lowered their boat toward the next stretch of dark water. By journey's end, they were drenched, exhausted and laughing, unaware of just how much their cameras had recorded. Every failure, every malfunction, every inexplicable moment when things stopped working for no reason at all, it was all caught on film. Viewers later pointed out the strange coincidences. The failing engines, the rain returning at the same moments, the ropes slipping free again and again. Some blamed bad luck. Others whispered the canals were cursed, that something ancient beneath those waters didn't like to be disturbed. Whatever the reason, the chaos made the footage unforgettable. Everything that could go wrong did, and maybe that's why it felt so hauntingly real. Because sometimes, beneath even the calmest waters, something else is waiting. Behind the wheel of his trusted metal companion is Ad, the creator of Ad's Ventures. His life revolves around the open road, documenting the thrills and struggles of European van life. But for Ad, this isn't just about travel. It's about embracing a nomadic lifestyle, living freely with his loyal viewers and his van as his only constant home. Yet, on one fateful night, that sense of freedom turned into sheer terror. The calm of a lonely motorway service area was about to be violently shattered, proving that even home on wheels can become a trap. It was the dead of night. Ad lay fast asleep inside his cozy van, unaware that his peaceful rest was about to be interrupted. Sometime around 2 or 3 a.m., strange noises pulled him from his sleep. A jumble of low, whispering voices. At first, he thought he was dreaming. But the whispers weren't distant. They were right outside his van walls, just centimeters away from where his head rested.
So I originally rocked up to the previous services down the motorway, and I started to go to bed as usual. In fact, it was a very nice, calm, relaxing evening until around about 3 a.m, maybe half 2, something like that. There I was dreaming the most beautiful dream, probably about pitterbreads and dolphins and all that. And I was awoken, half awoken, I was in a bit of a daze, by some voices that were literally about 2 centimetres away from my back door. Just to clarify, I mean the rear doors on the van. So I hit the button to turn my CCTV on, and what did I see? 2 hooded, semi-balaclavaed youths right next to the van, and they walked around to the side here. Now in my head I'm thinking, are they going to break into the Pigeon? Are they going to break into the Pigeon? By the way, for those who don't know, my van is called the Pigeon. And I got in my head to the part where I said, are they going to break into? And then I heard them try the door. So in my confused, half asleep state, I just shouted, "Pigeon!" At the same time, I jumped out of bed. I pulled back this curtain, which separates off the cab, so I could see out the windows, and sure enough, right by this door, there were 2 guys trying to break into my van.
Shock surged through his body as adrenaline kicked in. He instinctively screamed, a raw, primal yell, calling out his van's name, Pigeon. In one motion, Ad ripped open the curtain separating the sleeping area from the front cab. The sudden burst of movement startled the intruders completely. There, illuminated by the faint light, were 2 men trying to break into his van, mere inches from his face. The moment they saw him, their plan unraveled. startled by the sight of a man suddenly appearing behind the glass. The would-be thieves bolted into the darkness, their footsteps echoing into the night.
And at this point, they obviously saw me open up the curtain and they scarpered off into the night. I do have the entire thing caught on camera, by the way, so I'll show you that shortly as well. But then after that, I tried to go back to sleep, but I just kept looking up at my CCTV to check if they're out there. And in the end, I realised I'm not going to sleep too good. So I had to get back up. I had to drive to the next services along, which is where we currently are. I parked this time closer to the building and under some lights. And I got about half a night's sleep. Now, all of the footage of this is on my CCTV system. I've got 4 cameras that are recording at all times. But to get it off of that CCTV system, I've got to put it onto a memory stick, then onto my laptop, then convert the files to MP4 so I can put it in the editing software, and then we will watch it together. Why is there an alarm set for now? Anyway, we'll get to all that later. Right now, I just want to get the hell out of here. I want to get to Prague. I want to park up at a nice campsite in a safe, secure location, and then, well, depending on the weather, go exploring. But I'm going to eat my porridge, drink my coffee, hit the road, and we will catch up with this situation shortly.
Shaken and wide awake, Ad spent the next hour glued to his CCTV live feed, anxiously replaying what had just happened. Sleep was impossible. His nerves were shot. Finally, realizing the danger wasn't over, he made a swift decision to leave immediately. After reaching Prague safely, Ads reviewed the recorded footage. What he found sent chills through him. The video revealed a methodical, premeditated approach. These weren't random thieves. They first inspected the driver's window, carefully checking for any sign of someone inside. Then they lingered at the rear, talking and smoking, likely pretending to be harmless in case anyone passed by. Finally, one of them crept toward the passenger side, crouching low as he pulled at the handle, trying to get in without drawing attention.
And okay, so this is obviously when I heard their voices. I know they're going straight up to... They're going straight up to my driver's window and they're looking in it. I swear I heard them right behind the van though. So he's staring right in the driver's window, trying to see what he can see. I think he touched something there, did he? Okay, this is the point. So now they've gone round the back of the van. Now remember, at this stage, I'm still fast asleep, right? So let's pull up the back of the van. So enter the thieves. Around the rear of the van, they take a quick look at the back. One of them's smoking something. Maybe he's innocent. Maybe they were just smoking. I heard them. That's where I heard them talking. And I was sort of in a daze. And I was like, what is going on? They've gone back round to the other side of the van now. So let's pull that camera back up. Actually, no, it definitely wasn't innocent, because I remember I heard them actually touch the handle. Oh yeah, look, there we go. Right, he's bent down there. What's he doing? Yeah, he's trying to do something there. And that was where I shouted pigeon. Look at that. Right, let's just rewind that again. Right, so he's keeping an eye on that lorry that's leaving, and he's bent down doing something by my van. He must be trying to hide the fact that his hand's like touching the handle. But this is the point where I heard the handle go, and I'm half asleep, and I shout pigeon. And I rush up and I open up this curtain here, and then you can see as soon as I do that, he says something to his mate, and they scarper off. So if we go back to the front camera, we should, yeah, there we go. So that's them. As soon as they know that I'm in the van, they're now just disappearing off into the night, as though nothing's happened. And
their actions painted a terrifying picture of deliberate coordination, suggesting a motive far darker than simple theft. Ad realized they weren't there to snatch a few valuables. They wanted his entire van, his home, his life on wheels. They didn't try the back, he later said, which makes me think they weren't after what was inside. They wanted to steal the whole thing. Though shaken, Ad was ultimately grateful. His quick instincts and built-in security system had saved him from something far worse. The experience left him deeply unsettled, but wiser, a harsh reminder that the open road carries its own dangers. Sometimes, even in freedom, fear rides shotgun. Have you ever had a close call while camping or traveling alone? Share your experience below.